Tanisa, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
It's nice to see you again. How are you feeling today?
I'm okay.
Yeah? What is okay?
Um, I'm not sad. I'm not happy. I'm just okay.
Okay. Well, what'd you do today?
Just I just went to work. And I went home to have a little breather by myself. Because Adam, my boyfriend, is at work now.
Okay.
So I just wanted to gather my thoughts myself before I came over here.
Hmm. Okay. So what kind of thoughts did you gather?
Just what we were talking about the last time. Just me being pregnant, which I'm actually very happy about.
Okay.
But just the relationship that I have with Adam's family, um, especially bringing a new baby into the situation.
So let's get back for a second. You said that you were happy about the baby now, which is kind of a change from last time. You were a little more anxious, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
So what's changed?
I always wanted a family, especially a big family. I'm one of five, and Adam is one of six, so we both want a lot of children, which is something that attracted me to him at the beginning. Um, so we're starting the family, even though it's a little bit unexpected, but I'm grateful and happy. It I still have a little bit of anxiety just because of how the situation is, but I'm happy about the pregnancy.
Sure.
And Adam is definitely happy about the pregnancy as well. So I'm even more. That makes me have like
Right.
less stress and anxiety knowing that he wants a pregnancy, he wants a baby as well. Especially at this given time because we're both, still in graduate school and still trying to better ourselves as people. So we still have our selfish ways, but he's definitely excited about the baby.
Sure, and that's only natural that you would want someone to help you out with the baby.
Mm-hmm.
So what are these feelings of anxiety that you have surrounding the pregnancy aside from happiness?
It's not anxiety for the pregnancy itself because I get the whole concept of pregnancy, the morning sickness, the back pain, and all that. I'm not worried about that. It's more so the relationship that I have with his family. They are very prejudiced and, they say negative things because, like I said, he's Italian and I'm Jamaican. And just having a baby who's biracial and multicultural, I'm more I have a lot of anxiety because I'm just anxious of how they would treat the baby.
Okay. I think that that is very understandable. Something that came to mind while you were talking is, can you reflect back on things that your mother may have said to you about your race when you were growing up and what that made you feel like?
Um, my mom is multiracial herself, but she identifies as being black. If you ask her, she'll say she's black, or she'll just say she's Jamaican. Um, I've always been aware of being black and the cultural difference of being American and having Jamaican family, but I grew up in a predominantly Caribbean neighborhood from every walk of Caribbean life, Guyanese, Trinidadian, um, and we focus more so on culture than race
Okay.
because you could be Indian and be Guyanese or Trinidadian and be Chinese and Jamaican, from Chinese descent and be Jamaican. So we're more focused on culture than race itself. Because again, my mom is multiracial, so um, it's more so culture that I focus on. And then growing up in New York City as well, I went to school with everyone. So race to me um, wasn't really a major issue until I moved to Buffalo in 2006 to continue my education when I went to college. And then I realized the extra stress and anxiety that being black comes with.
Okay. So you said a lot there. I just want to rewind for a second. Your daughter or son will obviously be mixed race, like your mother.
Mm-hmm.
So I was thinking maybe sort of those conversations and feelings that you had with your mom might be very useful for you when you have your baby and the conversations that you can have with her. So how did you feel about your mom being mixed race? It didn't.
To me, it didn't really. It was never an issue because my mom's side of the family, everyone is pretty much mixed. My great grandfather, he's Jewish and Syrian and something else. And my mother's father is like black and Chinese and maroon, which is like the indigenous people of Jamaica. So it would be like their form of Native American. So like everyone is of mixed race. So like you could have like the lightest of white person to the darkest of dark person with, you know, Asian eyes and a Caucasian nose, and it, to me it was never a big deal just because of my upbringing and my relatives.
So you sound very proud of your heritage.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're proud to pass it down to your daughter,
Yeah.
obviously. So that's something you can reflect to her if her paternal side of the family may not. So have you thought about how you may deal isn't the right word, but have you thought about how it really makes you feel when they say, "Oh, you shouldn't be proud of this," when it's something that you are so proud of?
I feel hurt because that's the only thing they would say. They go, "Oh, well, you're nice for a black girl, and you're smart for a black girl," and they always make a reference to my race. And it's not like they don't like me because I'm a bad character. I have a bad character, and I do, negative things, and I carry myself in a manner that, you know, people may not approve of. But the race thing is just like, you're nice, you're great, you'll be great if you were, so and so from down the block, and they live in a predominantly Italian neighborhood. So, yeah.
Okay. So have there been any other times in your life that you have been in a situation like this and had to deal with it?
No, not really. Again, I grew up in New York City, with a plethora of different people, and I have friends of every nation, and just like my family, we like people with good character. I like people with good character if you're fun and nice, and that's what I focus more so on in your race, because that's not something you could control.
Right.
You can control your character and how you treat people and how you act and behave, but your race, nobody sits there and be like, oh well, I'm gonna be black and I'm gonna be this race. So it was definitely, it was a combination of culture shock and surprise, especially in the day and age that we live in, where most people are either biracial, multiracial, or just that race is not as prominent factor as far as anything else.
It's certainly shocking. Yeah. So I mean, luckily you are very proud of who you are, and that's a gigantic thing. It's wonderful, and your boyfriend seems as though he's very supportive so far, right? So really the only issue is the parents and that extended family. So maybe something we can try to do as homework is writing letters to maybe the mother and the father, and kind of just saying, oh, this is how I feel, this is how you're making me feel. I'm bringing a child into the world, and maybe you don't have to be a part of that if you're going to bring out this negativity, right? And it'll give them some time to digest it. No fighting will have to happen because we won't be there when they read it. How do you feel about that?
That might be a really good idea.
Yeah. Okay. So would you be comfortable trying to complete that for the next week?
Yeah.
Okay. So what else is going on? It's mostly Solus.
Yeah.
What does your boyfriend have anything new to say about it?
I mean, he obviously he's a little bit more protective because I'm pregnant, and I guess he understands a little bit more just because he realized that the baby is going to be, biracial.
And how does he feel about that?
He's down for it. He doesn't care. Like, despite what his family knows, like I don't think he ever dated an Italian girl in his whole life. Like he always dated outside his race. So he doesn't care.
Yeah. So how do you feel about him? Does he ever side with his family, or?
He sides with his family just because that's not side per se, but I think that he definitely makes excuses for their actions and say, well, they're old and older people and traditional, and they're set in their ways. So it's not like someone in our own age group that they're more educated and understanding of the situation. So he kind of just like, well, that's who they are, and we let them slide.
And how does that make you feel?
It definitely makes me angry and sad sometimes because I don't feel that I should be in a situation like that and have people say slight comments like that to me and feel that I need to be on a defensive all the time. Because if that's the case, I could just not be around them at all. Yeah.
So have you felt like you've been pushed to that point yet, or not quite?
I mean, I've been slowly pulling back, especially being pregnant. Like I'm not trying to be overly stressed and angry and get into any confrontation with anyone that could lead to something else. But then that puts a strain on our relationship because his family is a big part of his life.
Right.
So he feels like he has to choose between me or or his family.
Mm-hmm. So maybe for next week you could try to have a conversation
Mm-hmm.
with him about that and kind of journal for me how the conversation made you feel, and then we can come back and talk about that.
Sure. That
Okay.
sounds like a good idea.
All right, great. Thank you.
Thank you.